On June 13, 2025, tragedy struck just moments after takeoff. Air India Flight AI171, a Boeing 787 Dreamliner, crashed shortly after lifting off from Ahmedabad, India. Only one of the 242 people on board survived. Investigators are now focusing on a few key things: engine thrust, wing flaps, and the landing gear. The plane's black box, the digital flight data recorder, has been recovered, but the cockpit voice recorder is still missing. The Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau of India is looking into whether the engines failed to provide enough power, whether the wing flaps weren't working correctly, and why the landing gear didn't retract. Video footage shows the plane barely got off the ground before descending quickly and crashing into a building. A mayday call was sent just seconds after takeoff. Some experts first thought it could be a bird strike like what happened with U.S. Airways Flight 1549 that landed on the Hudson River. But current reports say this is unlikely. No birds were seen in CCTV footage. Dr. Sonia Brown, an aerospace expert, believes the plane may have stalled. She explained that when a plane loses thrust, it also loses speed and lift. That's what could have happened here. The wing flaps, which help a plane lift off the ground, may not have been deployed. If true, this would have made it very hard for the aircraft to gain altitude. However, even without flaps, strong enough thrust could have prevented a stall. The Boeing 787 is a modern aircraft, but this particular one was 11 years old. So investigators are also looking into whether poor maintenance was a factor. Air India's maintenance practices are now under scrutiny. Pilot error is also being considered. But both the captain and co-pilot were highly experienced, with over 8,000 hours of flying time between them. Unlike the Boeing 737 MAX crashes in 2018 and 2019, this crash hasn't raised immediate questions about the aircraft model itself. The 787 has been flying for over a decade with a solid safety record. India's aviation regulator has now asked Air India to inspect its entire 787 fleet and take extra maintenance steps. These planes use GE Aerospace engines, which are different from the Rolls-Royce engines that had issues in the past. Other possible causes being looked at include contaminated fuel, which could clog engines. Sabotage hasn't been ruled out either, especially given political tensions in the Gujarat region. Modern planes are built with many layers of backup systems. Even with one engine, a plane like the 787 should still be able to fly. But the crash happened just seconds after takeoff, when the aircraft was only a few hundred feet off the ground. At that low altitude, there's very little room for error or recovery. The cause of this heartbreaking disaster is still under investigation. But the early clues point to a combination of possible technical failures and critical seconds where everything went wrong. Our thoughts are with the families of the victims. As the investigation continues, we hope answers will bring justice and help make flying even safer in the future.